everybody, and welcome to Savagely Delightful, a podcast exposing the schadenfreude nature in all of us. Each week, your co-hosts John and Chrissy will be coming at you with different stories of people making the kind of dumb mistakes that we all just love to hear about.
What's up, everyone? I'm John.
And I'm Christy.
And welcome back to Savagely Delightful.
Episode 26.
Hey, you got it right this time.
Right.
At least you didn't mess up in like I did in episode 2 where I said delightfully savage.
Yeah. Didn't even know the name of the podcast yet.
I knew the name. I just got this super nerve-wracking the first couple episodes.
Even now, it's weird.
You get a little used to it. And the quality of our episodes are a lot better. But
I do try.
Yeah, you do very well. But it is, it's not as nerve-wracking as what it used to be.
No, not nearly as bad. You can hear it in our first episodes too, like how nervous we sound.
Mm-hmm. Shaky voices,
it's
very
not great.
Unsure. Yeah, it's a hoot and a half.
But hey, we're an indie podcast, and that's how they start a lot of times. So
what?
We're an indie podcast. Like, we aren't professionals.
Oh yeah,
we just aren't two hired actors saying
we're two losers trying to make it however we can.
Right? Just having fun.
Yeah.
But for updates this week, I wanted to mention that we hit over 1,000 downloads this week.
Yeah.
So wanted to thank everybody for listening and telling their friends and
it's insane.
Just everything.
It's crazy.
It is.
1,000 downloads in 25 episodes.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
We did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I thought it was cool though because we hit over 1,000 downloads in the same week that we did 25 episodes.
Yeah, both 2 huge mile markers.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool that we hit both of those in the same week. But
I don't feel like we've done this 26 times.
Yeah, well,
I feel like it's on like number 10.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we do this though.
26 in and we're still on the floor.
Oh yeah. Still rocking it. My little setup looks like it might fall down, but we should be fine.
Yeah. Boxes on top of totes.
It's all good.
It's fun.
Yeah.
We make the best out of it.
We're humble beings. But, okay, do you want to start us with our first story?
I would love to.
Okay.
So, my first story was submitted by Anonymous. And
hello.
And she writes, since it's a nice warm night, I'm hanging out at home with the windows open. Neighbors across the street must have been too because I hear the little kids screaming every 20 to 30 seconds for an hour and a half.
Oh, that's nice and annoying.
Yeah. I can also hear some adults yelling. I'm getting pretty concerned about this situation, so I finally call the non-emergency police line to see if they will go and check it out. Which, kudos to you. Not a lot of people even know there's a non-emergency line.
Yes.
Like, you can call them, and they're super helpful.
Yeah, more people need to learn that, so that way when people do have an emergency, you're not jamming up the line just because you have a complaint about something stupid.
Exactly. They continue. The police arrive. I hear them pounding on the door. By now, it's after 10 p.m., so they're waking people up.
Oh.
The neighbors finally answer the door. I can hear parts of their conversation, but they're very quiet. It's a very quiet neighborhood. I hear the same screaming 2 or 3 times while the police are there. The police leave without dragging anyone out in handcuffs, and then the neighbors go back into their house, so I guess everything is good. After a few minutes, the police call to let me know everything is okay. Apparently, the neighbors have a parrot that screams when you leave it alone in its room.
Oh, God, that's annoying.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely terrible. Like,
that's nice of the police to call you back, though.
Right? Yeah.
That's unexpected.
Yeah, but the parrot is going to become like the boy that cried wolf.
Ugh.
When there's an actual emergency, no one's going to know because they're going to be used to this feathery asshole just always screaming.
Birds are feathery assholes. I will never understand why people have birds as pets.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not any fan at all of
they're loud.
Yeah. Pet birds shouldn't be a thing.
I don't get it.
I love them out in the wild.
Yeah.
But I would hate to have one in my house.
They're great to watch outside. not inside.
Natural domain.
Yeah.
But no, yeah.
They're only ever nice if you have, like, those nice, like, enclosed aviaries with, like, the little birds in it that don't really make any sounds.
Yeah.
Those are okay.
But, like, your stepdad has that parrot, and we walk into the house, and it just... so loud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
They let
Do you like that
them
noise?
know when we're there. Huh?
You like that noise?
Yeah. Spot on, John. Spot on. Those weren't sound effects, people. That was John, if you can believe it. Great.
Yeah. Hate birds inside.
Yeah.
They're awesome outside, but fuck. Yeah, they're just feathery assholes.
Yeah, they really
hate
are.
it.
Duh. But yeah, good on you calling the non-emergency number, too.
Mm-hmm. Ready for your first episode? Jesus, your first story?
Yeah. Okay. So my first story is also by an anonymous submitter.
Hello. Even though you're anonymous, hopefully you still listen to us.
They say, this happened about an hour ago. I'm so embarrassed. I got a text from an unknown number along with 20 other unknown numbers. It was a long paragraph that was filled with weird spacing and links to stuff, so I figured it was spam and thought I'd make everyone else who got it chuckle by sending a meme that showed an empty airport queue with the caption, "I think this is the line for people who asked."
Okay.
Right?
All right.
They say everyone else started replying with their serious condolences and prayers, and I was super confused. I went back and read the text and realized that it was an invitation to a funeral service with links to the church address, service notes, etc.
Oh, fuck.
I was petrified with embarrassment. Then, the person who sent the original message texted me directly, apologizing that they got the wrong number and saying they were sorry for disturbing me. I apologized profusely, explained the situation, and offered my condolences. They were super cool about it and said it was no problem and texted the main group not to send anything nasty to me as it was all a misunderstanding. I'm lucky they were so cool about it, but man, I feel like an asshole.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Which, like, you should.
Yeah, you fucked up on that one.
Yeah, like, why would you send that without even reading the text message first?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like, even if it did have, like, links and weird spacing, you still read what's there.
Yeah, for sure.
Jesus.
But, I mean, at least the person reached out and, like, played blockage to, like, tell other people not to spam you with, like, hurtful things for that. Like, that was super nice of them, but...
I mean, yeah, they were probably going through enough shit and didn't want to start anymore.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want to fucking hear it. Yeah. But I would have been super tempted if I was them to just, like, take that out and be like, yep, you've got the wrong number.
Yeah.
This is not who you think it is, and then just still show up at the service. Damn. Like, I don't know what happened.
That's wild.
Yeah. Cringy.
That poor group.
Right?
So, for my second story, I keep wanting to say episode. It's not episode.
Yeah, for some reason, it's, like, almost natural to want to say episode for it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because I do it sometimes, too.
So, the second story, Zooville, she writes, so this happened 2 days ago, and my asshole is only just starting to recover enough to share this.
Oh, okay. Ooh. What is going on?
She goes on, today I fucked up by taking a hike. A group of new friends and I...
and now your asshole hurts. I cannot wait to hear where this is going.
A group of new friends and I decided to go hiking this past Sunday. The weather was supposed to be clear and in the mid-70s with a light breeze. Absolutely beautiful. That does sound like perfect weather, though. Mm-hmm. The night before, we went out to bars and I drank a little too much. Mistake number 1.
With the same group?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
We wake up the next morning and I'm clearly the only one hungover.
Oh, that's the worst.
I plead with the group to do something less intense, like going to the beach. They were adamant about hiking 4 miles up this mountain and 4 miles back down.
Oh, God.
Great. Beforehand, however, we get what any hungover mid-20-year-olds do. Denny's. I ordered a skillet with chorizo, potatoes, cheese, and eggs.
I thought they were going to say Waffle House.
I hope. I wish. It would have been awesome. But that was mistake number 2.
Oh, God.
So we start hiking. It's hot. I'm starting to fall behind because I'm fat and for years of being in the army ruined my hips. My pride? Damaged. I'm also burping every few minutes and it tastes like chorizo and coffee and dehydration.
Not a good mixture.
No. We make it up the mountain, take a few pictures because, Pixar didn't happen, and begin our descent. This should be the easy part, right? It's all downhill from here. Wrong. About a mile down, my stomach feels a little rumbly. Okay, no big deal. I let one rip silently and continue on. A few moments later...
You just cropped us, everybody behind you.
Well, she was falling behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
A few moments later, another one. This time, there's more coming, and it's not waiting on me.
Oh, no.
I quickly explained to my group that I think I'm about to shit myself on the side of a mountain and plead for them to run down the trail a bit further to escape the hellfire that is about to rain from my asshole.
Oh, my God.
Like, kudos for you to, let the group know.
Yeah.
Luckily,
take cover!
Yeah. Luckily, two of them immediately get the hell out of Dodge, while the guy I've been sort of talking to offers to stay with me. But imagine her.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen.
Super sweet, but get the fuck away from me.
I get angry and holler at him to leave before shit literally goes downhill.
Oh, my God.
Mind you, this trail is actually an old fire road, and there is next to no foliage on this hike. I can't walk off the trail into the bushes because I would literally be walking off of a cliff. But somehow, by the grace of the cruel gods who were making my stomach churl, there was a small tree nearby. I dropped trowel, shimmy up against the tree, silently prayed that no other hikers walked by, and let her rip. My God. Anyone who has ever heavily drank knows that post-alcohol shits are no fun. Pair that with low-quality Denny's chorizo and some pretty severe dehydration, you get a spicy, stinky orange turd from the depths of hell.
Oh, God.
This is one of those...
that would burn. Oof.
This is one of those shits that if I was in my house, I'd have been stripped naked and held my knees to my chest to help pass the monstrosity that was this bowel movement.
Oh, my God.
So I finish up, I do a little shake, and realize that there's nothing for me to wipe with. Fuck, I panic. And my little panicked brain is not smart enough to think of any alternatives than just to accept the horrific skid marks to come and meet up with a group. Mistake number 3. The chafing. Fuck. The chafing is awful. My asshole is being rubbed raw. Finally, I beg the group to leave again, and I pull off one of my sweaty, dusty socks. Having wiped my ass and being short one sock, I continue down the mountain.
What a trooper.
Mistake number 4. Socks prevent blisters. And if you didn't know.
My gosh.
And I had another 2 miles to go while missing a sock. By the time we got
could not win for losing.
By the time we got to the car, the whole back of my foot is one big blister. So I come home and realize I essentially have adult diaper rash. I'm looking for anything to help. Triple antibiotic, baby powder, aloe. There's nothing. I ask my poor sweet roommate who, God bless, has some Gold Bond. It's not baby powder, but it's similar enough, right? Wrong again. This is Gold Bond foot powder, which has menthol in it.
Oh my God.
I spread my raw cheeks right open and start powdering up, only to be met with minty fresh burning. Which ultimately led me to bend over in the shower crying while running water over my fart box. It still hurts to wipe.
Oh my gosh. What even?
This poor girl. That has to be one of the worst days of your life.
Yeah. And right in front of your crush and your new friends, too. Oh my God, just cut off communication with all of them. It's not worth it anymore.
Just one thing after another. You get, alcohol shits, and then you just chafe yourself to death, and then you get a blister with one sock, and then you just throw fire dust on it.
Literally cannot win for losing. Like, oh my gosh. Nothing went right in this situation.
No.
Not a damn thing.
But she said she used to be in the army.
Yeah.
So then you should know what to expect on a hike.
That's true.
Right? You always bring...
Well, she was so concerned about her stomach that everything else just went out the window.
You plan a hike beforehand. So you just grab your bag and leave the next day. You always bring toilet paper, an extra pair of socks, moleskin, or any kind of Band-Aid, and extra water.
Anytime we hiked, we did not bring toilet paper.
You didn't. I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
John's more prepared.
Those are some rookie mistakes. I just kept piling it up on you.
Oh, man. That is the worst, though.
Yeah, that's what's called compound interest.
Literally nothing good happened. Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for my next story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Are you sure?
I just couldn't imagine.
It's so bad. She's hurt everywhere.
Yeah. You probably started in the beginning of the day, and you're like, all right, sweet, on the way back down, it'll be nice, easy breezy, just kind of chilling on the way back. But then everything just kept on getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And then you still had to drive home too, so you're hurting all the way home.
Hitting all the potholes.
Yeah, and then the next day, you showered off and got everything cleared. But that rash isn't going away tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
Neither is the blister.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's real bad. It's real bad.
Oh, sorry. All right, go on to your next one.
Okay. So this is also from another anonymous person.
Okay.
They say, so I fucked up. Oh, this story's kind of similar. It says, so I fucked up. I work at a warehouse, won't disclose which exact one.
Men's warehouse.
But I can tell you it's named after a famous river. Yes, there is a men's river. Which I feel like that should be a hint to something, but I didn't get it at first with just that.
Wait.
So let me go on. Don't say it out loud, because
Okay.
I don't think they want it said.
Okay.
But this next part will give it away. And if it doesn't, then I basically will without saying it.
Okay.
Okay, so they say, anyways, they have a rule here. If you go over 6 minutes between scans, you accrue time off task. If you reach 2 total hours of time off task, you get fired.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yep, I was going to say,
Yep.
that is where it hit me, where this is. Cough, cough, you should have gone union.
Yep.
But anyways, they say, I just gotten a warning a week ago, hey, your time off task is a bit high. Just make sure you're not spending too much time fucking around. Now, I need this job, so I decided, if I gotta go, I'll just hold it in until my break. On paper, good policy. In practice, this theory falls apart.
Yep.
Anyways, I came back to work today, and I've been having diarrhea these past few days.
Oh.
So I took a shit right as I got to work before I clocked in. Some time passes, I take my break, I come back from break, and I got that feeling in your stomach oh yeah, I'm gonna have to shit soon. So I figured what I was feeling was just a fart. So I just, let it go. My God. There in the middle of the warehouse, a small amount of diarrheal shit escaped my ass. I quickly ran to the bathroom and discovered I was dealing with a large pool of fecal matter.
Oh.
I was pissed, sad, and really just ready to be done with this stupid fucking shift.
Were you pissed or were you...
Shitty. But I couldn't work the rest of my shift like this, so I took 1 hour of my personal time off and headed home to change. Before I went home, however, I had to talk to my manager to let her know that I was leaving for a bit, but that I'd be back. Naturally, she asked why, and as I tried to make up some excuse, a worker from behind me obviously noticed the shit stain on my jeans. What happened next will haunt me for the rest of my life. Oh. I don't know who, but I heard someone shout, "Yo, he shit himself."
What a dick.
Right?
Oh, he's already embarrassed enough.
Right? They say, never been so embarrassed in my life. Everybody laughed, and I submitted my resignation a few minutes ago. Oh. Which, like, I hate this. Like, yeah, it's funny looking back on it, and, like...
In the moment, it might have been funny. Maybe.
No, I'm thinking, like, way past the moment. Okay. It's funny. But, like, in that moment, no, that's not funny. That's embarrassing. And, like, that shit... that happens so much more often than, like, people ever want to discuss.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just super shitty if other people are like, "Oh, he shit his pants." Well, I hope that you shit your pants, and it's in front of everybody. Yeah. Like, people are so stupid.
Yeah.
But, whatever. If you do not still work at the warehouse, then I wish for you somewhere else that treats you with the dignity that you deserve.
Yeah, same. No one deserves that kind of treatment.
If you have diarrhea, you should be able to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't care where you work or what you do. If you have diarrhea, you should be able to go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
But, yeah, super, super shitty of these. But, yeah, our stories kind of went together. People having little shitty experiences.
Yeah. But it is very common to almost shit yourself as an adult.
It is. And, like, so many times, too, because, like, when you're an adult, you have shit that you have to do. You have stuff you've got to take care of, and you might be in the middle of something, and it's just not time, and then all of a sudden your stomach's like, "Oh, it's time," and you don't have a choice.
No.
It just happens.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yeah. And if you don't go, it's still coming.
I have no idea how your dad does it. He's told one time we were discussing that, like, you know, I was like, well, he's a trucker, for context, and he says that, you know, he can just hold it for hours.
Oh, yeah.
Hours and hours. And he's like, yeah, it's no problem to me. Just hold it until, you know, either I'm done with my run or, you know, once I make a stop somewhere for, like, a drink or something like that. Mm-hmm. But he was like, if I need to go, I just hold it. And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How? Teach me this power.
I mean, if he's having stomach issues, you've got to stop when you've got to stop.
Yeah.
But if it's just, like, normal having to go pee or something, no, he can hold it for hours. He has a huge bladder or something.
Crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Ready for my third one?
But
sorry.
Speaking of which, we also say this. I remember when I was younger and we were on a trip. It was either down to Florida or on our way back from Florida driving. And I remember I was asleep and I woke up because we stopped somewhere because my dad had to use the restroom. And then, like, 5 minutes later, after we had left this place, I swear we had stopped again. He's like, I can't help it if I have to pee again. I'm like, what happened? Like, it's literally been 5 minutes.
No, I totally understand that.
Like, it totally happens.
I mean, how many times... Okay, so I was taught, you know, when I was younger, I was taught, if you're about to go somewhere, no matter where it is, try to use the bathroom first.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have to go, something will come out, and then you'll be fine until you have to, you know, come back home or, you know, just something you won't waste any time.
It's a more convenient time.
Yeah. There's 1,000 times where I use the bathroom before we go someplace, and as soon as we get there, I have to use the bathroom again.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
for sure.
15, 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Happens all the time, and I don't know why. I hate it.
Yeah. Well, I do that a lot, too, but most of the time it's, like, out of habit.
What?
Like, sometimes when I get home from work, or as soon as I wake up, I don't necessarily have to go to the bathroom, but it's habit.
Yeah.
To immediately just go.
Well, I'm talking, you know, the other day, you and I went to the mall.
Yeah.
Used the bathroom right before we left. Drove the 20 minutes. As soon as we got to the mall, hey, I want to go to the bathroom real quick.
Right. Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, no. It definitely happens sometimes. Yeah, but there's other times that he can hold it for like 7-8 hours, and I don't get it.
He needs to talk to, what's that world record? Guinness. He needs to talk to Guinness.
Yeah.
See how long he can hold his shit.
I don't think so.
This has been kind of a gross episode. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, let's go on to the next story.
So much, like, gross stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so my third story was submitted by Shane and Lauren.
Hi, Shane and Lauren.
Hello. And they write, well, my fiance and I are expecting our first child in November. I needed to drop a paternity form off at work to my HR department. I've never spoken to any of the women before. So me saying, can I give this paternity form to anyone here? The HR, oh, congrats. I'll take that from you and scan it. Me, thanks. I hope it's mine. Pure silence and stares. I just look and say, okay, bye. Just leaves.
Oh my gosh.
So now, HR thinks, 1, I'm a weirdo, which is kind of true. 2,
I mean, accurate. We're all weirdos.
yeah. 2, my fiance sleeps around. 3, I may be lying about the paternity.
Oh my god.
So, fiance wasn't happy when I told her when I got back in the car. Also, I have Asperger's and I'm not good with speaking to people, especially when they give me some form of congratulations or compliments.
Yeah, not used to it.
No.
Yeah.
Damn, like, that must be rough, though. But...
the fiance's like, what the hell? Like,
yeah. But it's probably hilarious to, like, all of your friends to watch.
oh, yeah.
Because, like, awkward social interactions crack me up.
Yeah.
My best friend Tanner hates going out in public and talking to people, so watching him try to, like, have a conversation is hilarious. But with Asperger's, I know it can be, like, a really hard struggle for some people.
Yeah.
And so if you're one of their friends with a person that has Asperger's, that would probably be pretty funny at times.
I know that's part of what you find fun about me, too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm the most awkward, too.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. It happens, though. We're all weirdos in our own right.
Yeah.
But you ready for my third story?
I am.
Okay. So my third story is from Jacoby 6. Do you remember who that is?
No.
Okay. He was from our episode called Risk Assessment and Blowing Raspberries. He had the presidential story.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and that was a really good story. If you haven't listened to Risk Assessment and Blowing Raspberries, we highly recommend it.
Yeah, that was a really good one. It was written so well, too.
Yeah, he is a very good writer.
All right. Let me hit it. Let me hit it.
Before
Jesus.
we dig into
hit it. Yeah, hit me with it.
Hot.
Hit me with it and let me hear it. Jeez.
Okay, so before we get into it, though, want to say that this story is great timing because it is a story of him and his dad's adventures. And at the time of reading this, it is currently Father's Day. Yeah. So we also want to wish a happy Father's Day to all the dads listening. I'm talking to you, Scott.
Yeah. Don't call him Mr. Levesque again.
I changed it. It's Scott now.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, Dad. I know you listen to this.
Yeah. Okay, so getting into the story. Also, I want to say, too, though, that the presidential story, he also was talking about a time with his dad. So, like, he just has a really great relationship with his dad, it sounds like.
Nice.
So, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, he says, this didn't actually happen today, but back in 1993.
Okay.
Quick backstory to explain why I was where I was when this happened.
Okay.
My father was born and raised in Colorado, not our current state, and during his youth, he and his best friend loved trains and would train chase. This involves figuring out the train schedules, driving out into the middle of nowhere, and taking pictures of the trains in the mountains, canyons, or really any beautiful location.
Interesting.
As amateur photographers, my father and his friend had a few of their photos published in a couple of train magazines back in the 70s or 80s, which I think is pretty cool. Like, you hear sometimes of storm chasers, but never, like, train chasers or anything else like that.
I always thought that, like, train schedules were always a public thing.
I think they are. I mean, I think that's why they're able to track them.
Yeah, I feel like that wouldn't be that hard, though. It's going so many miles at this speed, it'll be here at that time.
Yeah, but they're finding different cool locations to make, like, a picturesque
that. Yeah, for the
thing.
Photography part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, they say, Dad moved to my home state to go to college, and he ended up meeting my mom and starting our family. During my youth, we would travel to Colorado 1 or 2 times a year to visit family and friends.
That'd be fun.
My dad had hoped that I'd love trains and train chasing as much as him and would schedule a day to go train chasing with my friend every time we visited. I mean, trains are cool, but to be honest, what I really enjoyed was bonding time and getting a chance to hike places so far out in the country that most people wouldn't get a chance to go there.
Nice.
We would park the car on public land and then hike miles into the countryside. We may have crossed people's private property in pursuit of the perfect location for photos, but for the most part tried to stay on public land. I remember how fun it was hopping fences, crossing creeks, and climbing cliffs in the mountains. Once the perfect location was found, we would put coins on the tracks to pick up after the train passed.
What? You put coins on the railroad tracks? Mm-hmm. That is extremely dangerous.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, let me continue.
Okay.
He says, if you did not know, the trains will flatten the coins after driving over them and make them really smooth. That's if the coin doesn't shake off the rails before the train passes. But for some weird reason, I always thought that if coins were on the rails, it would, like, mess the train up.
I didn't hear that. I always grew up hearing if you would put coins on, like, the edge of the track, then the pressure would shoot the coin out and, like, hurt somebody. Like a bullet.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could see that happening, too. Yeah, no, for some reason, I always thought that if coins were on the rails, it would somehow, like, make the train go off the rails.
Something as thin as a coin? No, there's no way.
Yeah, I know, it sounds stupid now.
No, it's
like,
not.
I promise I'm not stupid. I should not say these things out loud as much as I do, but...
We have a platform.
Right.
So we say it anyway.
That I show my stupidity.
Yeah.
I promise I have a master's degree, but not in trains. Okay. Due to the fact that the American train system isn't the most reliable when it comes to keeping an accurate time schedule...
Not like the German trains.
Oh, are they super accurate?
They're known for being on pinpoint schedules.
Oh,
yeah.
Gross.
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, when it comes...
Damn it, Christy.
It's like too accurate. I don't like it.
They have their shit in order? Ew.
Your shit's together? Creepy.
Yeah, gross.
Okay. The time schedule is more of a guideline than a schedule. We could spend a lot of time waiting around, chatting, kicking the dirt, and setting up the camera equipment. After doing this for years, and now the ripe old age of 10, the downtime was almost unbearable, and I had a habit of wandering away to find something to get into. During one of these times, I wandered away. I walked down the track a mile or so, came to a cliff that faced the tunnel the train would be coming through towards us. I headed back to my dad and yelled for him to follow me back to a better spot. The cliff had a gentle slope on the backside and was an easy hike. With everything moved to the top of the cliff and the waiting continuing because, you know, American trains, I start investigating the cliffside.
I don't know.
He does.
Yeah.
He expects us to. He says, I start investigating the cliffside, and my 10-year-old brain goes, oh, I can climb down that. My fascination with the cliff was interrupted by the familiar sound and ground shaking of an approaching train. The smoke-billowing monster emerges from the tunnel, and my dad and his friends snap a bunch of photos and excitedly give each other high fives. Which, like, this is the most, like, adorable dad thing to do ever. It's very wholesome, it seems. Right. Love it.
Kind of boring, but whatever.
I like how into it they are, though.
Yeah, everyone's got their thing.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so he says, the train has finally passed and all the camera equipment picked up, and my dad and his friend are talking about what to do next. I make my way back over to the cliff, and it was not a vertical drop-off, and looking at old photos from that day, it isn't quite as steep as I remember. Again, my 10-year-old brain kicks back in. Do it. Do it. I turn to my dad. Hey, I'm gonna climb down this way. My dad, that's probably not a good idea. Me, I got this. Looking over the cliff, my dad says, don't blame me if you fall. With a huge grin on my face, I started to climb down. As I start to work my way down, I hear my dad call to me. Look here. I look up and he is pointing the camera at me, so I give it a grin and 2 thumbs up. Turning back to the task at hand, I again start working my way down. Without warning, both my handholds and footholds give way. I start sliding face down very rapidly. I end up sliding 20 to 30 feet on semi-loose slate or shale rock, and what ends up slowing me to a stop are the rocks cutting into my skin and leaving me with a feeling of hanging from my skin on the rock face.
Jeez.
Terrible visual.
Yeah,
Hate
slate
that.
is super sharp.
Oh, yeah. Says, I take a second to look around and realize that the grade had leveled out enough that I was able to stand up without holding on. I was dazed and my body was shaking from the pain of what felt like hundreds of paper cuts from the rocks on my legs, arms, and stomach. Through my tears, I see my dad running up to check on me. Now we must hike back to the car, and I hear my dad ask his friend if he has a first aid kit for some of the bigger and deeper cuts. This friend said that he wasn't sure, but thought he might have something to at least clean the scrapes.
Your dad was like, watch this. This is going to be a learning experience for him.
He's like, God bless it. Now I have to go get him.
Yeah.
It's like I told him not to do it. Okay, he says, finally we arrive to the car, and I'm still shaking and crying on and off from the pain. The guys start digging in the trunk, looking for God knows what, and I hear the friend say, here it is. He hands the bottle to my dad. My dad looks at me, and I hear him say under his breath, oh, man.
Peroxide.
Turning to me, buddy, we need to get those cuts cleaned.
Oh.
I sniffle and say, okay. Then my dad says, this is going to hurt a lot.
This is another learning experience.
He opens the bottle of rubbing alcohol and starts dousing me with it. I can't even begin to describe the pain from the rubbing alcohol.
I can.
Everybody feels it at least a little bit right now.
Yep.
It says my whole body was on fire and my vision went white. The last thing I remember is being loaded into the back seat of the car and the misery of every bump and pothole on the way back to my aunt's house. The worst part, we forgot to pick up our flattened coins.
Oh, no.
Lesson learned, when my dad says it probably isn't a good idea, he's probably right.
They usually are.
Right?
Yep.
But, like, quick message to any youngsters that might be listening. At 10 years old, your brain is not fully developed. If an adult tells you it's not a good idea, it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, but you'll learn a lot from those times.
Oh, yeah. And when you're 10, you think your brain is fine.
Yeah. I mean, just off the top of my head, I can think of over a dozen times my dad has been like, that's a really dumb idea. And I'm like, yeah, watch me.
Well, we're going to see. Yeah. Let's see just how dumb, though.
And then about 5-10 minutes later, yep, holding peroxide in your hands or bandaging something or, yeah, that's usually what happens.
Yep. But it's all a part of growing up. But I would love to know if they still have that picture of him on, like, the cliffside.
Yeah, the before and after.
Right? Oh, God. Worst before and after ever.
I'd like to see some of those pictures, though.
Right?
So when you're
some
listening
of the
to
train
this,
pictures?
yeah, send us some of those pictures because I'd like to see them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not going to buy the magazine.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry about that.
If we get permission, we'll post them on our Instagram. But
Yeah.
But yeah, that sucks a lot. I don't like the visual of hanging by your skin. Ugh.
Yeah. It's not
Please
great.
don't. Yeah, hard pass. But
So those are our stories for this episode.
Yep.
Just another shout out to all the fathers for Father's Day.
Yep. Happy Father's Day.
You guys put in a lot of work.
Yep.
And I think that's it for me. And
that's all I have too. If you have any stories that you want to submit to us, you can visit our website at www.savagelydelightful.com, or you can just email them straight to us at savagelydelightful@gmail.com. If you want to reach out on any social media, then all those handles are in the outro.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
So, you may have made a mistake today, but at least you didn't mess up as badly as the people we discussed. If you did, we would love to hear about it, and we may even feature your story on an upcoming episode. You can find us online at www.savagelydelightful.buzzsprout.com, on Twitter at savage_delight, and on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Savagely Delightful. If you like what you heard today and you want to show your support, please consider donating to us on Patreon at patreon.com/savagelydelightful. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future episode releases, and please consider leaving us a review so that it's easier for others to find our podcast. Thanks, bye!